Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including the arrest of a Shelton woman for allegedly abusing a special needs child, an ethics complaint filed against a Darien committee, a father arrested following a Wilton-Ludlow soccer game, and much more. We also have front page previews for you later in the show. Frank Noodle will have your forecast and a Nutmeg Sports update, and Donald Ang will join us to take a look back on this day in history. But first, Norwalk detectives are looking for help identifying a person of interest in a credit card theft investigation, sharing some surveillance photos of the woman. Now, they're asking anyone with information to contact detectives at 203-854-3011. They also say anonymous tips can be left at 203-854-3111. And in other news, a 37-year-old Shelton woman has been arrested for allegedly abusing a special needs child and also for animal cruelty to a pet. On Wednesday, police arrested Faith Taylor of Shelton. Now, back on August 25th, the DCF social worker was at Taylor's home on an unrelated case and observed a juvenile special needs child that had bruising and cuts all over his body. Now, Shelton police detectives were called to investigate and discovered that the boy had sustained those injuries at the hands of Taylor. Now, while on scene, detectives noticed a cat in the home that appeared to be dead. A short time later, a faint sound was heard coming from the animal. That cat was discovered to still be alive and was taken to a local animal hospital. Well, a veterinarian examined the cat and found it to be severely neglected. The cat was then euthanized. Taylor was arrested on 2 warrants this week and charged with assault of an intellectually disabled person, risk of injury to a child, and cruelty to animals. She's scheduled to appear in court today. And the Connecticut Mirror reports that a newly united Senate took a major step early Thursday, ending Connecticut's nearly 17-week budget impasse, overwhelmingly adopting a $41.3 billion 2-year plan that closes huge deficits without raising income or sales tax rates, imposes modest cuts on local aid, and provides emergency assistance to keep Hartford out of bankruptcy. Now, the Mirror reports that by a veto-proof margin of 33-3, the Senate approved the budget after a collegial and self-congratulatory 3-hour debate that ended with hugs, fist bumps, and handshakes just before 2 a.m. Now, 17 of 18 Democrats and 16 of 18 Republicans voted to send the bill to the House, which is scheduled to debate it later today. And a Wilton man was arrested in his home October 25th for an altercation with a Fairfield-Ludlow High School girls' assistant soccer coach. Now, Wilton police say that 47-year-old Sherman Egan of Wilton was charged with 3rd-degree assault, strangulation, 2nd-degree unlawful restraint, and 2nd-degree breach of peace. Now, during the girls' soccer game between Wilton High School and Fairfield-Ludlow yesterday, at Wilton High School, Egan's daughter was involved in an altercation on the soccer field with another player from Ludlow that had to be broken up by Ludlow coaches. Now, according to a Bulletin sports writer's story about the game, the Warriors' Paisley Egan was battling a Ludlow player for the ball as it was going out of bounds near the Falcons' bench, with both players ending up on the ground. Well, an altercation ensued in which Lindsay Groves came to the aid of her teammate. Both Egan and Groves, along with Ludlow's McKenna Forrest, were issued red cards. Now, Warriors head coach Renato Tabali described the game as a little more physical than usual. After the game, Egan confronted the assistant coach in the parking lot, yelling at him and accusing the victim of assaulting his daughter during that game. Well, according to witnesses and the victim, Egan then choked the assistant coach and struck him in the chest. Egan was then pulled off by other coaches and parents and then left the scene in his vehicle. There's more on that story right now at wiltonbulletin.com. And in Darien, events at recent meetings of the Representative Town Meeting Education Committee have resulted in an ethics complaint filed against that committee and criticism from fellow elected officials. Critics called the meeting a reckless gossip session and alleged bias. Now, audio of a September 18th meeting of the committee was recorded by Darien TV 79. RTM Education Committee Chairman Dennis Maroney was not present, and members of the committee spent most of the meeting, which seemed to lack an agenda, discussing and criticizing members of the Board of Education and school administration. Now, one of the people who heard the audio of the meeting was Planning and Zoning Chairman John Cini, who reached out via email to RTM moderator Seth Morton, Finance Budget Chairman Jack Davis, and Vice Chairman Joanne Hennessy to voice his concerns. Cini was not the individual, however, that filed the ethics complaint, but he wrote in that email, "As a former RTM member that served with you all and deeply respects your work, I'm completely and utterly ashamed and embarrassed that the Education Committee's discussions devolved into nothing more of an unguided, unstructured, and and even reckless gossip session containing information, uninformed comments, including rumors and innuendo. Now, you can listen to the audio from that meeting and find out more about the ethics complaint at DarienTimes.com. And in other news, a teenager was arrested Friday and others ran away when New Canaan police arrived at a residence at 9:42 p.m. on a report of a possible youth party. Now, an investigation determined that a party had occurred at a residence on Comstock Hill Road. Responding officers observed multiple teens running into the woods upon walking toward the residence, that according to police. Now, officers also observed some empty beer cans on a table and a large black garbage bag filled with empty beer cans. That teen, 17 years old, was given a juvenile summons for failure to halt possession of alcohol by minors. All right, taking a turn now, let's throw it over to Frank Granito and get a look at your forecast. Frank.
All right, thank you, Kate. It's definitely cooler out today. Temperature is not expected to reach into the 60s, and we are seeing variable periods of cloudiness now that'll continue on through the afternoon. Pretty cloudy right now. A little breezy out there as well. You get a good look outside above Route 8. Wind gusts around 16 miles per hour today. We should see mostly clear skies overnight, a low of 42 heading into Friday. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow around the county, a high of 62 as it's on the cooler side again. Clear skies overnight one more time and temperatures falling all the way down to 46. Saturday, it looks like it's going to be another great day as well. A little warmer out with temperatures in the high 60s. Mostly sunny during the day, not as windy out. Wind gusts 10 to 12 miles per hour. Cloudy and mild overnight on Saturday. There is a chance for a couple of late night showers, and it's looking like we could see some showers carrying in to Sunday as well. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Eng will take a look back on this day in history. Frank has your Nutmeg Sports Update, and we have more local news coming up after this.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care gives you direct access to orthopedic specialists fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care can help. Open 7 days a week now at 3 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien, or in the Westport Medical Center at 323 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Go to coastalorthoct.com. Like them on Facebook.
At Pamby Motors, we're not worried about being the biggest dealership. We're focused on being the best. We're dedicated to giving you the best experience we can. The Pamby Motors team is here to help you choose the right Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram in a friendly, pressure-free environment. And right now, during the summer clearance event, you'll find some of our best prices too. Like this lease on a 2017 Ram Quad Cab Express for $149 a month. Visit Pamby Motors, Route 7 in Richfield, PambyZone.com.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN network.
The leaves are changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
Welcome back to this October 26th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to take a look back on this date in history with Donald Eng. Don.
Well, it was a rough day for a family in California and for a future reality TV star. But first, we're going to go back to 1825 for the opening of the Erie Canal. That's Governor DeWitt Clinton doing the honors there. The canal connected the Great Lakes with the Atlantic Ocean via the Hudson River. At the time, sending goods from New York to Buffalo took 2 weeks. by stagecoach, and it was also extremely expensive. The 425-mile canal was built in just 2 years. It cut the travel time in half and the cost by more than 90%. 1881, the gunfight at the OK Corral takes place in Tombstone, Arizona. There's a recreation of it there in Tombstone. It's gone into history as a gunfight, but it was really more like an assassination. The Earp brothers and their friend Doc Holliday walked into the alley behind the corral and opened fire on the Clantons, who were actually getting ready to leave town, killing 3 of them. Cochise County Sheriff John Behan, who witnessed the series of events, charged the Earps and Holliday with premeditated murder, but Tombstone County Justice of the Peace ruled that the 4 men had acted in self-defense when they tracked down and opened fire on their rivals. 2001, President George W. Bush signs the Uniting and Strengthening America by Providing Appropriate Tools Required to Intercept and Obstruct Terrorism Act, better known as USA Patriot. The act gave law enforcement wide powers to collect and share information on suspected terrorists operating in the U.S. Despite legal challenges from civil rights groups, the act has been reauthorized 3 times in the last 16 years. Finally, now we go to 1984, Indio, California, for this.
I think that I would want to put a record out for someone to kill themselves to.
I don't think anybody believes that you would want that to happen. I think what they're saying is you're not taking into consideration the possibility that it could happen.
No, but the song they're referring to is a song called Suicide Solution. You should read the lyrics. The lyrics are all about drinking yourself to death with alcohol. Now, if somebody misinterprets that song, it ain't my fault. I mean, the song was, wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker, suicide is slow with liquor. And it's just a warning to the kids. For Christ's sake, if I get up and say, don't drink, it'll kill you, then somebody's going to say, what business of yours is it? I mean, I'm only one guy, and if I try and do something good, they say I'm doing something bad. I mean, it'd be the last thing I ever wanted in this world for anyone to kill themselves listening to my record.
It was on this day in 1984 that 19-year-old John McCullum found dead from suicide. His parents believed singer Ozzy Osbourne was actually responsible because he had been listening to Osbourne's album, The Blizzard of Oz, which contains the song Suicide Solution when he killed himself. Osbourne explained that he wrote the song as a tribute to AC/DC frontman Bon Scott, who essentially drank himself to death. The case was dismissed in 1986 under First Amendment grounds. That is your look back in history for today, October 26th, and I'm Donald Ng.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, in other local news, Stratford schools are preparing for an influx of new students from Puerto Rico. Now, School Superintendent Janet Robinson said Monday that the town and the school district are expecting new students to come to Stratford from the island territory after it was decimated by Hurricane Maria. Now, much of Puerto Rico remains without power and clean water. Board of Ed officials met with other community agencies last week to talk about what will be needed and to be done to assist the newcomers. Now, Robinson said 2 Puerto Rican children, an elementary school student and a middle school student, have enrolled temporarily in Stratford schools so far. Robinson said she's not sure how many more will come, but the expectation is that many may arrive without paperwork, such as Social Security numbers or immunization records, and without proper clothing for the winter. Now, the Stratford Rotary Club is helping by providing backpacks with school supplies inside, Robinson said, while Community Services is coordinating efforts to get winter coats for children. The district will also help students if they need English as a second language assistance. There's more on that story at stratfordstar.com. And in other news, the Shelton cafeteria workers that make up Local 217, who are currently in the process of negotiating their contracts with the district's new food service provider, protested the company's initial proposal with picket signs and chants outside of Sunnyside Elementary School in Shelton yesterday afternoon. Now, the district's new food service provider is Whitson's Culinary Group, and according to multiple members of Local 217, its latest contract proposal includes severe cuts to employee benefits, sick time, and overall annual income. You can get more on that story at sheltonherald.com. And Eversource customers are now able to report a power outage and get updates through text messages via the energy company's two-way text option. Customers who want to take advantage of this option must first register their mobile device online at eversource.com or directly from their mobile phone by texting REG to 23129. Now, once registered, the company recommends customers add the outage text number to their contacts for quick access, then text out to that number when the power goes out and stat to that number for updates. Hiss. Now, customers who already receive outage alerts from Eversource via text have automatically been enrolled in that new texting feature. You can get more information on it on our HAN network news sites. And more than 30 dogs, sorry, just lost that there. More than 30 dogs, yes, look at that's one adorable one, and their families attended the second annual Doggy Halloween Party at the Easton Dog Park. The party, which was held on October 21st, was organized by Jen Kocha and Bernadette Coughlin. Now, the judges for the costume contest were Danielle Alves, interim director of the Easton Parks and Recreation Department, and Susan Harris of Easton, and Valerie Hiss. Now, top prize winner was a dog you just saw. That was Pepper the Beagle. Pepper came as a lobster. There's a lot more photos from that event, and it's adorable at EastonCourier.com. All right, let's throw it over to Frank Granito now for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. We were live at New Canaan High School yesterday for girls volleyball in the FCIAC. Number 6 Staples playing against number 8 New Canaan. Two teams looking to clinch a spot in the postseason. The Wreckers took the first set before the Rams would respond to tie this one at 1, but Staples coming through down the stretch. They would take sets 3 and 4 on their way to victory. Let's look at the highlights from yesterday's Wreckers win.
Kevin Marino. That can't happen.
So the senior captain Trollstra is serving for the set. Wheeler's going outside. Alstead with the shot. And the rally's still alive. Not for long, though. She found that one at the net. No, I'm sorry. Over the top. And they are giving the point to the Wreckers, and they will take the set as well. 25-17.
Nice serve.
Good dig by Yang. Third ball's got to go over. Great shot by Yang that time. They come to Perino. It falls, and the Rams respond. 25-18, and we are tied at 1 heading to the third. It is set point for the Wreckers. Again, Bella Siskin coming up at a huge moment in this match.
Head coach John Shetbro showing a little emotion there, getting off the bench, pumped up for his team, knowing he's only 1 point away from going up 2-1.
It'll be Mallory Legg to serve. And that one into the net. The Wreckers take set number 3. They have a 2-1 lead.
See if she can help her team extend the lead here.
Alstead gets one to fall as a Wreckers miscommunication cost them a point and the lead.
Great setup for Amanda there. Able to get the big point. Staples got to focus here. Get this W.
The senior serving for the match. They're going to Alstead. Too strong, and the Wreckers are going to the FCIAC tournament. So as we mentioned yesterday, Staples now in the postseason. They have locked up at least the 6th seed, are eligible to jump up to 5th today with a win against St. Joe's and a loss by Trumbull against Danbury. New Canaan not eliminated yet. They will play West Hill on Friday. A win will get the Rams in. West Hill, Stanford, and New Canaan now vying for the final 2 spots. We'll get you completely caught up on the entire postseason situation at 2 o'clock on Nutmeg Sports. Kevin and I are also joined by the boys soccer head coach of Danbury, Anthony Howard, and we get you ready for tonight's coverage of the FCIAC quarterfinals from Fairfield Ludlow when the Falcons host the Trumbull Eagles in the first round of the FCIAC postseason for boys soccer. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. We'll see you later on. For now, though, back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, an item just in now from Shelton Police, and that's the ex-manager of a restaurant has been arrested for sexual assault. Shelton Police arrested Brian Stockbridge, age 58 of Ansonia, on an outstanding warrant for his arrest. Now, this investigation started back in March of 2016 when 3 female employees of Dee's Kitchen on Howe Avenue came forward to police to report that Stockbridge was sexually harassing them and touched them inappropriately on several occasions. Now, detectives investigating quickly secured an arrest warrant, but were unable to apprehend Stockbridge. Information was brought forward to police that Stockbridge allegedly fled to California following an interview with detectives. Well, today, Shelton police were provided with information that Stockbridge was back in Connecticut and living in Ansonia. Shelton police responded to the address provided and located him. He was taken into custody without incident, and he's scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. All right, we are going to step out for a break now, but when we come back, John Kovach joins me to preview our front pages this week after this.
New Canaan Foreign Car. Yes, New Canaan Foreign Car has been servicing all makes of foreign cars for over 50 years. We also buy, sell, and consign cars too. We can help you with all your automotive needs from service to sales. Call us at 203-966-2681.
At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
Back to this Thursday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and I'm joined by our editorial director, John Kovach, to preview our front pages this week. John, what are you looking at first?
I'm looking at a lot of election coverage, and I'm starting in Wilton, where the candidates who are in contested races faced off at a forum. There's a new moratorium against age-restricted overlay districts, a new set of hearings on attempts to get a moratorium. Scarecrows are taking over Wilton Center, and artisans will be displaying their works at the Wilton Historical Society's American Artisan Show next weekend.
All right, well, I'm taking a look at the Darien Times this week. A story we just had on Coffee Break, and that's this ethics complaint filed against an RTM education committee. You can actually hear the audio of that meeting in question at DarienTimes.com. We also have, of course, candidates facing off at a League of Women Voters Candidates Night. A very cool photo of some waves on the Sound, Long Island Sound at Pear Tree Point Beach, creating an image of a stormy sea by Lorene Valente. Am I saying her name correctly?
Yes, you are.
Also, residents warned of smash and grab crimes. Seen a lot of those lately in Darien. And Linda McMahon talking small business, hard work, and her new role in Washington.
Story Kate just brought you on Coffee Break, the doggy Halloween party in Easton. The Easton Library, they the book is open on some expansion plans there. A ribbon cutting for a playground that turned into a tribute to donors to a new playground on at the Helen Keller School, and the story about Charlie Morton, the Joel Barlow High grad who pitched the Houston Astros
into the World Series.
Very cool. All right, taking a look at the Weston Forum and just some obviously election 2017 coverage. Now, there will be at least one new member of the Board of Selectmen in Weston after the November 7th election, so more on that. Also, Kindness Rocks in Weston, a really cool project that's gaining in popularity there. And the State Department of Transportation discussing a big Route 57 project in Weston.
In Monroe, there was a sew-a-thon. This to create dresses for children around the world. A play, August Osage County, being put on by Two Planks that puts the focus on addiction, a very very timely topic. P&Z is reviewing a new state law and its possible effects on an outdoor storage yard. And an article that you'll also see in the Stratford Star, where a Stratford teen left the race to get help for a fallen competitor.
So cool. Really great story there. All right, well, taking a look at the New Canaan Advertiser. New Canaan's first selectman candidates raising their differences at a recent forum, and a large fire destroying a barn in New Canaan. We also have the Fowler property embraced by Land Trust. I know there's some great video as well with that story that you can see online at ncadvertiser.com.
That's Jim Fowler from the old Wild Kingdom show.
Very cool. And Finance Board states economic concerns.
In Reading, the Neighbors and Newcomers Group Club is still going strong after 43 years, but the town is celebrating its 250th anniversary. We rode along on a bus tour of historic Reading. The Board of Education and Board of Finance elections are coming up. An audit of the Board of Ed and school spending is a hot topic. And Mark Lewis, who fell short in a primary in December, is now back on the ballot. He's petitioned on for Board of Finance in Reading, plus the Charlie Morton story with the Astros. And I found this story really fascinating. Police chiefs from Reading, Waterbury, and Watertown are working together to develop a program to teach teens how they should react when they're stopped by a police officer.
Oh, that's really interesting. All right, well, taking a look at the Ridgefield Press, a cool photo of Ridgefield's streetlights getting changed out by Eversource. Those will be becoming LED lights. Also, a big story in Ridgefield this week, and that the school board has okayed later school start times. Now, this does not go into effect next year, but the following year. It would include the high school starting at 8:30, so a little later.
That's going to have an effect on sports schedules.
It will, it will. So that and much more in the Ridgefield Press this week.
In Shelton, a man arrested for drugging a teen and sexually assaulting her. Missing yard signs, part of the election coverage there. Another hotel coming to Bridgeport Avenue. There's a lot of them here now. Students at Sunnyside School dunking their principal as a fundraiser for the playground. And some events coming up this weekend, including a children's festival for UNICEF.
All right, well, taking a look at the Stratford Star this week, it was answers, not attacks at the first mayoral forum recently. Also, the Supreme Court to hear Sandy Hook families' appeals next month. Also, some photos from a fun-filled fall festival and a story John mentioned earlier, and that's Ryan Duffy, that Stratford High senior, who stopped in a race to help a runner who was injured, a Massac High runner.
The news in Trumbull is that a judge has shot down a motion to re-argue the number of town council districts. Residents shop for a mile is a benefit for victims of domestic violence. Great shot of the foliage in Twin Brooks Park from Lisa Romanchik. Best Buds bringing the floral touch to Trumbull High. Candidates are going to debate one more time. They're also going to be on CT Pulse, and we have a photo there of Michael Redgate, the unaffiliated candidate, in studio recording his portion of that not really a forum that'll be on CT Pulse.
Yeah, it's a conversation kind of about some of the relevant topics. Yeah, we have all the candidates, and that'll be next Wednesday at 12:30.
Very cool.
All right, taking a look at the Milford Mirror, wondering what season is it? Is some people still enjoying the beach recently? I think we're finally changing over, though, so we'll see what happens. Also, plan ends a Walnut Beach dispute. Another downtown restaurant, Bistro Basque, pursuing an outdoor patio. And Downtown presents Hall-O Weekend.
Also in the Milford Mirror this week, the Milford Book, a special section with everything you want to know about Milford.
All right, and Arts and Leisure, a really cool feature story this week compiled with some help from a lot of our staffers, and that's local lore. Some eerie stories from Fairfield County offer spirits, witches, and mysteries galore. I think this will be fun maybe to break this down on Halloween on Coffee Break.
That would be good.
That would be fun. Maybe you could join me, John.
That's a good idea.
We'll go over some of the local lore. So very cool. Check that out in this week's Arts and Leisure section. All right, John. Well, thanks for joining me. I know it's still going to be a busy day for HAN Network.
Yes. No Yankee Fisherman at 1 with the playoffs starting. Nutmeg Sports will be with you at 2, and then we'll have the playoff coverage starting. A busy couple of weeks as the FCAC crowns champions in its fall sports.
All right, no coffee break tomorrow, but we will see you Monday with the latest news and more. Have a great day.